Yes, I didn't make a referral from the very first teaching and had focused specifically on domestic budgeting. And we were talking about the needs. We're talking about the needs, and we also talked about the wants. But specifically, talking about needs, we pointed out the 50% that is supposed to be going straight to a portion of your budget, which is the mandatory bills and expenses. Now, one of the things in the mandatory bills and expenses, we said, is the grocery. And then I'd asked many of you to definitely come specifically for this expansion of this teaching about the grocery. And so I want to talk about grocery. Now, grocery itself being part of the mandatory bills, now we want to focus into details about grocery. So we intend that you should be in position to budget in detail for your grocery, because again, many people choose to do budgeting, but now they don't do the sub-budget of what the main budget speaks about. I said from the main budget, you are taking out grocery as a sub that you also have to expound on. And so why are we talking about this? Again, I want to say this is very, very biblical, and I want us to look into it into details. So we're reading from Proverbs 21:20. Proverbs 21:20, and it advises, says, the wise store up choice food. They store up choice food and olive oil, but fools eat up theirs down. In other words, it is to plan for the future and save money rather than spend everything we have in the present time. And so you have to. So grocery is part of what we ought and what we need to plan for, what we need to store up, what we need to take care of, even as we continue in our journey of budgeting. Now, why specifically grocery? Because it is one of the key needs. You cannot do without food in the house. You can't do without food in the house. So then how should you plan for your grocery? Okay, last time I said it ain't about, again, your money, how much you earn or how much you have. It is about your planning. So now, the first thing you have to do is to make up a timetable for your food. Okay, you make up a timetable for your grocery or for your food. So what timetable are you going to be making? Now, the first thing is, yes, you have to ensure maybe you are doing monthly or you are doing weekly. Okay, you have to make timetable across all these specifications, monthly or weekly. So your monthly timetable means it will enable you to be in position to be able to plan for your grocery for a whole month. Okay, that means also in that particular timetable, you have the different categories of what you eat. Again, timetable will help you to have a balanced diet. Okay, a balanced diet. Now, sometimes to us, when we say balanced diet, we confuse it with meat, or we confuse it with some kind of things. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a healthy feeding. That you go again to health specialist who will help you to tell you what a balanced diet is. But yes, this budgeting also helps you to monitor your diet. So you have a weekly or you have a monthly one. Now that will be very informative for you of what you are going to eat today, tomorrow next. I don't know how your day looks like. Some people have breakfast, lunch, then dinner, and then others have a couple of meals. I'm talking across the world, so I don't know how you want your meals to look like. That is up to you. So coming to that, as you plan for your timetable, there are a couple of meals you can have. So the next thing you have to do is to do the list of all the meals, of all the items that you love to have. Okay, you do that list, and then you have a price tag to all these specific food items. or whatever it is contained in the meal. You have price tag to all of them. Now, this price tag will inform you, actually, this particular thing will help you to know how much you need to include in your main budget, okay? So now this price tag will inform you. And then once you have all those price tags, specifically for the items that you want to, now you know you are drawing your budget out of that specific price tags. Now, once you have this done, then we are saying you need now to get into buying. But remember, in buying also, you are looking into ensuring that you separate them. You have the things that can take for long. They can take for maybe a whole month, or even can take 2 months. Okay, you have things that are perishable that they might not in any way last for a period of time. So you are going to buy them as per day or weeks or whatever shortest duration you can afford to buy them. Now, as you categorize them in that angle, so you begin now to ensure. So what we advise is here, make sure that you do not run out of food, out of what to eat, because the moment you run out of what to eat, it can make you financially very desperate. Okay? Because food is a need, it's very key. Meals are a need. Now, so when you have categorized them in that way, okay, so we advise buy them in bulk. Okay, buy them in bulk. What are you going to buy in bulk? Now, things like sugar, you can buy in bulk. I advise buy in bulk. If you can afford to buy them in bulk, buy them in bulk, because you can go to wholesalers and buy from wholesalers. Remember, a retailer also buys these things and tries to make profit out of them. So what they do is they ensure that there's always a profit that they get from the same bag that you're also going to buy. So buy in bulk and buy sugar that can take you maybe for a whole month if you have a bigger family. Because if you have a smaller family, depending on the size of family you have, but you can buy something that can take you for a whole month. Because buying them in small quantity means spending a lot of money on the same thing. And sometimes your physical money, you can run out of it. Okay, you can run out of it. And there are scenarios where you hear someone says, today we can't take tea because there's no sugar. In the middle of the month. So that becomes a big challenge. Now, you have sugar, you have bought sugar, you have cooking oil. Cooking oil, these are things you need to keep them in bulk. They are cheaper in bulk, that's what I'm saying. You have cooking oil, buy them in bulk. You have things like beans, buy in bulk. You have things like rice, buy in bulk. You have flour or posho, whatever it is, buy in bulk. Okay, buy these things in bulk, and then you will minimize the daily spending. You will minimize too much use of these resources. Buy them in bulk because they will keep you. Now, even though you run out of some liquid cash, you are rest assured that you are going to do what? That you are going to have a meal. Remember, that's a need. Now, because you are going to have a meal, you can be stretching forth now to do other things. If you have not eaten, it is so frustrating that you can even fail to look for resources, by the way, because you are frustrated, you have lost energy, you have lost many things. So now, as you're buying these things in bulk, they will help you to program yourself of when your next earning is coming. Okay, so you program it according to your next earning. If you're earning monthly, make sure you budget the monthly. If you're earning after a couple of a while, I know people who do gigs, people who do what, that they make money once a while. But when they make that money, they forget what to do with it. They jumped into wants instead of focusing on the needs. Now, food is key. So you buy those ones in bulk. The women who are out there and some men who are there can attest to what I'm saying. Yes. But don't do this alone if you are living in a family. Okay? Make sure your children, your wife, or your husband is party to, first of all, enjoying this timetable, but is also party into ensuring what is being bought in the house. And they understand that all these things, we are going to use it for a month. Now, this is a proper planning for you as a Christian. This is a proper planning for you to help you now be able to budget well. Now, this will stretch us to what, again, that is called the perishables. There are perishables now that you have to buy on daily basis. There are others that are completely not perishable. These days we have tomatoes that can last for a week, can last for 2 weeks, and you can buy tomatoes, right? We have onions that can last even for a month. You can buy them in bulk. You have things like now food, because remember, you have done your budgeting. In this budgeting now, you have things like maybe today I'm eating greens. So when you're going to eat greens, you cannot store the greens, with exception if you have fridge. But I'm talking even to those who do not have fridges. Now you will definitely buy it that specific day. So a portion of your finance that is meant for food is specifically for what is called perishable. And you don't touch them. That money, you set it aside. You put it aside. You make sure you use it for feeding. Don't take it and go with it out. Don't go with it to eat outside. Don't use it for anything else. Don't use it for paying power bill, because you have set it aside for your grocery. So you have that. Okay? You have now your timetable will inform you of what perishables you're supposed to buy today. You're buying fish, you go buy fish. You are buying chicken, you go buy chicken. You are buying this, you go buy this. Now you must have a discipline after you have drawn the timetable and you have budgeted and you have bought all these things, and there is now money, finance used for daily purchase of things that are perishable. Now you must have discipline. Now, when I say you must have discipline, that means your appetite shouldn't be informed, or your appetite shouldn't be controlled by situations, by things around you. Okay? Now, I want to be specific. Sometimes, yes, it can be controlled, but most times I want you to stick to what you have budgeted for. Okay? Now, if you're eating chicken on Sundays, make sure on Sundays you can eat chicken, unless the money is done. Okay? If you are eating chicken once a month, please stick to that, because your budget is allowing you to eat chicken once a month. Some of us, if we don't have this timetable and we have not budgeted for, when we receive some liquid cash, we eat chicken 3 times a week. That means how many times have you eaten chicken in a month? And somehow it sounds like healthy feeding, but it's not. But it's not. Apart from it being healthy feeding, it is poor planning. You have eaten chicken for 3 weeks, but in the 4th week, you have no food in the house. You are dying of hunger. Is that a proper planning? No, that's not a proper planning. So what it means is you must ensure not your money shouldn't go in just one purchase of things. Okay? So you have many type of birds. You have chicken, you have turkey, you have ducks. All these are birds. You can budget them in your menu. Okay, you have those ones, but you have fish, you have red meat, you have white meat like pork. You have enough of them. I don't want to talk about them. Fish, you have different categories. You have catfish, you have mudfish, you have tilapia, you have Nile perch. These are all different categories of fish. You have beans, you have peas, you have, I don't want to talk about food. Women know better and other people know better. But what I'm saying is, as you have planned your timetable, don't let it be influenced by third factors. Third factors are these. Sometimes some of us in Africa, it is common. It is a good thing. It is a good thing to do. But sometimes we suffer in it. If we don't have extra, or we don't have miscellaneous budget that can accommodate. When visitors are coming, we change our menu. Okay? We change our menu because the visitors are coming, and today we were supposed to eat greens. Now you change from greens to today buying 2 turkeys. You eat 2 turkeys today, you are eating while you are rejoicing and enjoying, and then you suffer for the next 2 weeks. That's poor planning. So that means if your budget does not allow, or if your miscellaneous that you had budgeted for cannot take care of these abrupt visits or visitors that have come to you, continue with your menu of greens in the house. If I can eat greens and I don't fall sick and nothing happens, why not the visitors? Yeah, they can also eat the same, because unless I am eating meat in the bedroom and outside we are serving greens, that will mean a different thing. But if all of us are eating greens with the visitors, they should know that that is what we have for that particular day. So visitors, if you are going to be a visitor, please don't expect a change of dishes. And I don't want to talk about this, but I can offside a little bit. A friend who normally visits because he knows every Sunday in that particular place, they normally cook a particular meal. And so they keep visiting. And so one of the days the meal was changed and he was shocked because the timetable, the gentleman had begun to practice now budgeting. And so he asked them, what happened today? Okay, so that's just a commercial break for you. But what I want to say is here, don't allow third-party things to alter or shift your budget. Now, upon acquisition of all these things and setting up this budget to that tune, to that line, okay, now ensure your use to these things are also according to the duration you are focused to, okay? Now, we can buy all these things and projecting that this will take us a month. However, the people who are going to be in charge of these particular items, okay, might become the problem. So salt, you have salt that can take you a whole month. Please make sure you don't waste salt. You don't waste salt. We have a tendency where we serve salt in the plate, and once it is in the plate, if people have finished eating, we also pour the salt. As we discard the rest of the waste, we also take it out. So you wonder, and the salt goes to waste. We have poor measurement in terms of the number of maybe cups or kilos or whatever that we eat in the house. You as 3 or 4 people, then you put too many cups of flour or too many cups of rice, and then others go to waste. So that means if you do not carefully again measure the amounts that you're going to be using at a specific period of time, you might again fall short of after you have budgeted for. Those are called human errors in the use of the things now that you have. Sugar, you waste sugar. Scenarios where you put sugar in the you put too much sugar, or you put sugar, you don't finish the tea. You know you're going to take a half a cup, then you put too much sugar, you pour a full cup, then you take half and leave. That's a waste. Okay. So grocery has to be taken care of, and you have to ensure it is properly managed because it is a need. And if you are to succeed in your main budget, you must ensure this particular area is taken good care of. God bless you. You will continue to find my other videos that I'll be talking about other things.